Heyo! It's me, Harper Savage, and today we're going to be doing my completed coloring pages of the first quarter of 2023. Now, I decided to split it up into quarters this year instead of doing a video every month or every couple of months, just so that I don't feel like I'm rushing to color pages in and not like be proud of any of them. There's actually quite a bit of coloring pages here that I am proud of. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get into showing them on. Now, because this is not everyone's favorite type of coloring, I'm gonna go ahead and do the color by numbers first. We have Color Me Cat. I don't know how to say this name. I'm so sorry. Let's tilt it so you can see what the name is here. And I went ahead and finished off the Persian in this book. I previously only had the vivid color side done, and then I went in and did the natural side with super tips. So that's what that looks like. I just want to see what vivid versus natural kind of looks like in this book. That's why I split it in half like that. Next, we have Master Pixel's Amazing Wildlife by Diego Jordan Pereira. And there are quite a few in here. We have this flamingo page that is done with Poscas and glitter Poscas as well. The page did crinkle quite a bit, so keep that in mind if you want to try out using Poscas in here. Backside, also Poscas. It's a gazelle, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what anything is. And there's little tiny bits on this page because this page was done in crayon. I broke and snapped several of my Crayola crayons doing this page, but it was a lot of fun, kind of just scribbling and not like taking anything seriously. I might keep using crayons in here just because I have a lot of crayons and they're not getting used. But yeah, I think I did puzzle 7 and 8 on a stream one day, and then I did puzzle 9 by myself. But that is Master Pixel's Amazing Wildlife. Next, I will be going over my calendar pages segment. Each of these are a video, so if you're interested in seeing the process of any of these, I do have a video for each. So this is January. This is done in acrylics. I actually have how they kind of implied it could be colored. I did try to follow it a little bit, but I got rid of a lot of the lines and stuff because it was too much work for this small of an image. I just wasn't into it, so yeah, this is acrylic paint. That came with the set. I think there was like one mixed paint that I was just trying to use up from my own personal set of acrylics. And then we have February, and they colored theirs in pinks and stuff, and I did rainbow. Because love is love, am I right? Here we have March. March is actually my favorite, as you can see from the example here. I actually added in the grass and the other flower over here on my own. This was done in Posca marker. This one is my favorite of the ones I've done so far. And even though it's April, and that's in the next quarter, I did already paint the April one with my Neo colors. It's a little bit washed out looking. That's just the nature of how I use the Neo colors. And here is their bunny, a brown bunny. Oh, I did reference their gradient, and that's how I got the gradient idea for my background. Yeah, those are the calendar pages. Again, those are all in video form if you're interested in seeing any of the processes of those. Alright, next is A Million Mermaids by Lulu Mayo, or Mayo. I've heard people say Mayo recently, so I'm like, maybe that's it, I don't know. So I went ahead and colored in this page in all pastels. I do like it. I actually hated coloring this for some reason when I was doing it, but I think it actually turned out pretty nice in the nice pastel colors. These are Prisma colored pencils. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do Pusheen. So in the past, I would color in Pusheen a lot just because I was just doing some stress relief, but I didn't actually do that much this time. I only did the spring page in the Pusheen book. I was trying to do a bit more of a serious coloring page in this book, but it turned out to be just another kind of like simple one, because the color pencils I was using don't work well on this paper. There are certain color pencils that don't like smoother paper, and my set of woodless color pencils are one of them. They don't like they don't like how smooth the paper is, so they don't have like a whole lot of pigment that comes out of their pencil. But yeah, this is spring. I didn't actually have any fun doing this after I realized how bad the pencils were working on this paper. My goal was to be like limited in my color palette as well, and I think that kind of held me back on top of not having fun with the coloring. I think it's still cute. It's definitely like one of my least favorite ones of the first quarter though. Alright, next we have Mythomorphia by Kirby. This is the first time I colored in this coloring book, so hopefully I did a good job here. Now, I actually colored this one on stream, and this one I did by myself. I started this one first and completed this one, and then I came back and finished this one. These were both done in Neocolor 2s and Prisma color pencils for the shading and blending, and the glittery part is Posca and the backgrounds are Posca markers. So I really like how they came out. I think they like look like a set, like how I intended, without like being twins, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. They're like cousins, not sisters, is the thing, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do really like how both of these turned out, and like I said, I streamed this one. We actually voted on which one I was gonna finish coloring on stream, and we voted on the fire one. And I was testing out the Neocolor 2s. I have done a couple of things with the Neocolor 2s, and I think this one might, like this set might be my favorite. So that is Mythomorphia. Next we have Mythographic Menagerie. I think I'm saying that right. An artist coloring book of amazing wild animals by Fabiana Attasiano. Yeah, this book is actually really cool. I wasn't going to get it, but then I did, so. And then I colored in it right away. So here is another one of my Neocolor 2 testing pages. I like tested them out a lot. I at first only had the set of 10, so I was kind of really limited on what I could really do with them. I know a lot of this is the Neocolor 2, but I also used some of my watercolor pencils. When I was like, I need a different color, but I only have 10 of these Neocolors. So I whipped out my my very cheap Artist Loft watercolor pencils and did a couple of, I think it's like probably the grass for the most part. I did some grass with them. So this was actually shaded with the Crayola's Blend and Shade. They're like marketed as the adult color pencil line that they have. They work pretty good. They're not the best. I wouldn't compare them to Prismacolor or anything, but they're pretty good for what they are. But yeah, I do like this page. I don't think it's my favorite, but I do like how much time and effort I put into it. Next we have Mythographic Cosmic Spirit by Fabiana Attasiano. Both of these books were new to me, like within the last couple months. This one I really do like. This was the firstest of all the firsts, where I used the Neocolor 2s. As you can see, I only had a couple of colors, so I tried to take advantage of that by having a really limited color palette. I really like how this one turned out, and I added some washi tape to it as well. It's shaded with the Prismacolors, shaded and blended, and also there is some Posca markers on there for the white and the silver reflecties. I really like how this turned out. I spent a couple days on this, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, I think this is really cool. One of my favorites for sure. Now here we have The Silly Animal by the Wayo publisher. And I did the cover page, which if you take a closer look at it, it doesn't really actually match the cover, because the cover has calico pattern and they drew in stripes on this cat, so I did what I could with it. This is alcohol-based markers. They're the cheap ones. Like, I mixed my Five Below with my Mondo Llama alcohol set. No, and the silver stuff is Mondo Llama paint markers. I think it turned out okay. I was in like a alcohol marker kind of mood for a couple days, and you'll see that. But I do like this one, considering this is the Amazon paper, so you'll see kind of the bleed through on the back. Very interesting. And then here we have the next page that I did in here is this also alcohol markers. I didn't really spend time on blending it. I was kind of tired of doing it by the time I got to this one, because I have a rule about alcohol-based markers. If it doesn't do it on the third try, then I stop, no matter what. Like, when I say when it doesn't do it, I mean this patchiness, and this was 3 layers and it still remained patchy. So I don't know, like the blue did it too, but the gray looks pretty nice except for on the wing here. And the green just has like 2 layers in some spots. Oh, I think it was just like the blue and the purple that was having the issue here. And again, it was my cheap alcohol-based markers. I don't have Copic markers. I actually got rid of them a while ago because I don't use them enough. But yeah, in this silvery sparkly stuff, the pink one is Posca, and the yellow glittery one that's hard to pick up in the light here is Mondo Llama glitter markers. But yeah, I had a vision for this page for it to be like purples and blues and cool colors. But I was tired by the time I got here and didn't want to do it anymore. So that's that. And last but not least, we have Flora and Fauna, Coloring Nature's Beauty by me. I made this with my own little handses. I have a full flip-through of this coloring book up on my channel, so feel free to watch that after you're done here. The first page we did on stream together was the nameplate page. I like how it turned out. I like all the colors I used. We tried to make the bunny look less angry. I think we did an okay job with that. This was done in Prismas, I think. It's been so long since I've done this one, so I'm not entirely sure what I did it with. And the next page we worked on was the feather page. I had my doubts about this page until I was convinced to color it on stream, because I'm like, there's so much black line, like there's so many black lines. I don't know if anyone's actually gonna want to color this, but I did it and I did like it a lot. Now I colored it with Sharpie markers, so that could be why I found it like to not be so annoying to color. And with some Prismacolor highlights, just like the white lines on the feathers. And this is what it looks like blended through. Of course, I had a scrap page, blotter page, mess page, whatever you want to call it, tucked in behind here, so that's why nothing bled onto this page. And then I did this page by myself not too long ago from recording this. This is all alcohol-based marker with some jelly roll for the stars and some Posca marker for the slightly bigger stars. I wanted to see how well this would I wanted to see how well alcohol markers blended on the Amazon paper, just so I could kind of get an idea for what I tell people, because I get people asking me whenever they're interested in my coloring book, what can I use in this book, because I've never colored in an Amazon book before. So I'm kind of going through the process of figuring out what people can use in Amazon paper coloring books. I might make a video on it. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. if you want me to make a video on what you can and can't use in an Amazon coloring book, because I find a lot of people have trouble with it and they end up just not liking it because they don't know how to color in this, because they don't know how to color on this paper. But yeah, these are alcohol-based markers, my cheap alcohol-based markers. Five Below, Mondo, Llama, you get it. That's all I use. And here is the backside. This is actually the blotter sheet. It has swatches on it from when I was doing something else. So if you want to see how much it bleeds, this had several layers for the black background. I started off with blue because I know cheap alcohol markers that are black tend to yellow over time. So I'm testing out to see if I lay down a different dark color first before putting down black, if it's still going to yellow. So that's why this is just gonna live in here for a couple of months to see if it yellows over time, so I don't mess up this page here. I really like how this looks. I wish the swatches weren't right there, because I would show this on like my Instagram or something, because I think it's so cool looking. Now, if you want to get your own copy of Flora and Fauna, you could check out all of my links down below. I will also have affiliate links for every coloring book that was shown in this video down below. I do get some pennies every time you guys do use those links, so I really would appreciate it if you consider clicking on my links. Alright, so that ended up being about 20 completed pages. It's not a lot compared to my 12 a month, but I spent a lot more time on these because I had more time to work on all of them. And I'm happy with most of them. I think it's just like really the Pusheen one and the Amelia Mermaids one that I didn't find very impressive. And that one owl one and the silly animal. But yeah, I think I like this idea of doing a quarterly update with you guys instead of doing a once a month thing, so I'm not feeling overwhelmed trying to get out some coloring pages that I'm not proud of. If you want to see my other completed pages, go ahead and click the link up here. If you want to see another funny video, go ahead and click the link here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to do all the cool YouTube things of comment, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!